Population 1 has been out in VR for a few years, but this week it just went free to play. If you don't know Population 1 already, it's often compared to a VR version of Fortnite because it's a battle royale game where you can squad up, you've got building mechanics, but unlike Fortnite, you've got all kinds of climbing and VR specific mechanics too. In the game, when you need to heal, you grab a banana, you peel that banana, and you eat that to heal. When you come into the game, you can either ride a jet pod in, or you can hold your arms up to glide off of the wall that you've been on. You can grab the ground, even pull yourself down behind some kind of cover and shoot. The game is definitely one of the most popular battle royale type games on any VR headset at this point. The game has almost 12,000 ratings, although it's about a 4.3. Some of those recent reviews have actually been dragging it down a bit. The game went free to play and people are like, hey, can I get a refund? Or, oh, I bought this a while back, but now it's free and I feel sad about that. They did offer out a lot of cosmetic packages and things to people who had already bought it. But of course, if you paid $30 and now it's free, it's hard to justify that. Definitely worth checking out, although with it being free, you're going to have a whole bunch more people that didn't have that price barrier to get in, so beware of the community for a little while. Flipside Studio is a virtual production app that just fully launched this month for free on the Quest. Now, although this is considered a semi-professional production studio in VR, it's already being used for people to get together and hang out, make comedic sketches, or of course actually collaborate and make VR movies together. The game has a lot of really interesting mechanics. It's got props, it's got lighting, it's got different camera angles that you can use to really make pretty professional looking productions as far as virtual reality productions go. You can also go in and play a character, record that, and then go back and play a different character. So if you're doing this alone, you can play multiple parts, or of course bring your friends in and just throw props at each other and have fun. It hasn't been out long, so it's got 35 ratings with about a 4.2 rating, with some of those reviews dragging it down saying that this was in beta for a while now, and even though it's fully launched, there really isn't anything new or different, or that VR chat kind of has the same capabilities. But a lot of really positive reviews talking about how this really opens up possibilities for movie making, and the developer seems to respond to pretty much every review, short of a few. So I love to see that from a developer. If it's something you're interested in, it's totally free, or it can also use your Ready Player Me avatar. But another cool option there is actually a Flipside Studio app where you can even create your own avatars and props too. If anybody out there has checked out, I'd love to hear what you think down in the comments. If you are looking for a great soccer simulator for VR, we actually covered another one called VRFS that lets you run around, use the controllers as your feet to actually kick the balls, and I'll leave a link to that in the description. There's another soccer game we found that's free on Quest, Final Soccer. Now this is more of a goalie simulator, but it has a whole bunch of different features. The advertised got over 150 levels, realistic graphics and animations actually captured by professional players' movements. The thing that I found most interesting about this is there is a multiplayer VR versus mobile mode where you in VR can be the goalie, everybody else can be playing on their smartphones, taking penalty kick shots, and it sounds like a good way to set up a little party game and have some fun with friends. They say that the game can be played in a small room due to the movement assistance system, but they recommend 3 meters would be a lot better so you can really just run side to side, cover all those goals. With 73 ratings, putting this at about a 4.4 rating, a lot of the ratings are 5 stars, 72% of them. Some of the lower reviews are dragging it down saying it needs more content, it needs more modes, or of course saying they didn't have enough room to play it, or it can be dangerous to let kids play it in a small room because they're not going to pay attention to their surroundings. Final Soccer also has a purchasable pro mode, although some of the reviews have said that they weren't able to purchase that, but so the developer's response in some reviews even said that if enough people purchase this or this gets enough attention on Oculus, they're planning to add those other modes people were hoping for. That said, all the games from the list today will be in easy links to find in the description. I'll leave a link to that VRFS one I told you about, and I'll leave a link to this one too. With one of the highest ratings on our list today, Magitek VR has a free demo, only 44 ratings so far, but giving it about a 4.7, 4.8 rating. This is a magic adventure game that uses physics-driven spells based on the 4 elements. You use these elemental spells to fight enemies, solve puzzles, and even explore this world. The environment is actually interactable, even where if you throw fire and it hits the grass is going to ignite, helping you possibly defeat more enemies. Ice melts into water, water can freeze, and you can even heat up iron to help spread that heat to really creatively defeat your enemies. There's also, of course, along with the magic, over 15 weapons, swords, spears, archery, all kinds of things that can be used to fight, and there's also magic fruit that can be eaten to give you magical boosts. Another thing that people really like about the game is the enemies actually have physics to them as well, so you can hit them, knock them back, pull them towards you, and interact with them. With 88% of these being 5-star ratings and just 5% 1-star, people really seem to like this game. There's only one 1-star review actually of all these, and it seems to be unhappy with how the game speaks to you and your gender and how that isn't able to be changed or selected differently in the game. But outside of that, every review is really positive, so I would definitely check this out, check out the demo, and watch for the actual game if you're interested. Pioneer Endless Journey was actually created by B Haptics, the company that makes the most popular haptic vest that's used in VR, Quest 2, PC, and hopefully someday PSVR 2 compatible. Pioneer Endless Journey is a first-person shooter roguelite game where you're up on a floating island in the sky. You're collecting and combining weapon parts, making different combinations. Some combinations work great together, some combinations wreck each other, and you have to learn that throughout the game. Like most roguelite games, this has you repeating and retrying the game throughout, and it has one of the highest ratings on the list today. 98 ratings give us about a 4.7 rating. 5 stars are 77% of those, 22% are 4-star, only 1% are 3 stars. Beyond that, there's no 2 or 1 stars. So this game seems to be immensely liked by everyone who's tried it, yet with the smaller number of reviews, it doesn't seem like a lot of people know about this game yet. It says it's got mild fantasy violence and the graphics look a bit cartoony, but from the positive reviews, this definitely looks worth checking out. The rest of the games on this list, some of them are going to be newer, some of them are going to be a little older, but they're all ones you suggested in the comments down below. We've got Tower Tag. Tower Tag is described as a hyper-dynamic, futuristic, paintball-like PvP shooter. You have a grappling hook locomotion, so you grapple your way from tower to tower, as it's called Tower Tag. But the interesting thing is you have to defend yourself by ducking behind this tower and shooting around it at friends. With a 4.5 rating, only 75 ratings so far, most reviews are positive, 81% 5 stars. Now, the reviews do really vary here though. Some people saying it's great, some people saying it's glitchy, some reviews even suggesting that they push people to give them the good 5-star reviews, and that's what's helped. I know I tried this personally years ago on Steam, and it was a cool game if you got in with just your friends and played, but between the lobbies not having enough people and the gameplay getting repetitive, I did find it kind of boring over time. I would definitely recommend, if you do want to try this game, either join their Discord or find a group of people you already know online, because everybody can get the game for free, and use this just as a fun way to hang out with your friends. Vertical Shift has actually been suggested by several of you to make it on one of our lists, and after checking out, I see why. With 134 ratings, putting this at about a 4.3 rating, this at first glance will look like a Spider-Man Cyberpunk simulator, although you will see gliding through the city, shooting what looks like a web from building to building. There's also jetpacks and gliders. There's all kinds of different ways to control your movement through flight. Couple that with the fact that there's 4 multiplayer modes with up to 10 people playing together. Freeze tag, hot seat, infection, racing, different modes where you have to try and distract cops, free prisoners, and all kinds of stuff to Vertical Shift that really does make this a pretty involved game for being free. 78% of those are 5-star reviews, 13% 1-star reviews from different things to saying glitching, screaming kids, can't play the game because of height requirements. The developer has responded to just about every single low review and talks about joining their Discord, of course, if you want to find the friendlier players and people you're going to have fun with. This definitely is a game that I want to continue to use for community game nights though, because there's just so much to it for a free game. It is definitely worth checking out. Now, I don't recommend too many games that are on SideQuest because of the degree of difficulty that it takes to add them onto your quest versus something like App Lab, where you literally can just one click on your phone and it'll show up in your library. But Attack on Quest is worth the trouble. Based, of course, on the popular manga show Attack on Titan, Attack on Quest is a simulator that is looking to put you in that world and take down titans. This game has a 4.5 rating on SideQuest with over 1 million clicks, almost 2 million views. This is one of the most well-known SideQuest games to date. A lot of reviews saying that it just needs to be on App Lab, and that's the most important thing that people said. We actually interviewed a VR publisher who hired the developer that made this, and of course, with this being based on a very popular show, it would be hard with copyright to bring this to an official store. That said, this is rated intense because of a lot of movement. Make sure you've got your VR legs if you're considering jumping into this one. This might be your last chance to try the No More Rainbows beta for free, as the game is coming to full launch this spring or summer and is going to be priced around $20 to $25. Now, No More Rainbows has a really unique take on gaming. You awaken in a very peaceful, whimsical world with beautiful sights all around, but you are the beast and you need to take back this land, bring back the burning magma floors that were once there, take your home away from these happy creatures. Now, they've advertised that currently it is all still an early release. That includes the campaign and multiplayer, but upcoming in the full release, they're going to be bringing unique campaign worlds, environmental storytelling, more multiplayer modes. You're going to be able to personalize your beast. There's going to be leaderboards and bosses. Even in beta, this has about a 4.6 rating with almost 400 ratings. 83% of those are 5 stars. People saying it's underrated. They can't wait for the full one, but it also does have 6% 1-star reviews with people saying really the problem is the movement, or they don't like the overall idea of the game. I like that it's a really different idea, but if you've tried it out, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, I thought we were going to make it through this games list without a Gorilla Tag clone, and at at first glance, platformer prototype doesn't really look anything like Gorilla Tag, although this is a VR obstacle course where you are walking on your hands, pushing yourself through an obstacle course. It's only got 21 ratings, so this doesn't seem to be nearly as well known of a game, and those ratings are a little mixed. 61% 5 stars and only 10% 1 star. People are saying this game is amazing. Other people saying the gravity isn't good because you can't wall climb or pinch climb. I mean, in real gravity, I feel like wall climbing is pretty hard. There's not a lot of reviews out there, so if you go check this out, I'd love to hear in the comments what you think, especially compared to other games of this style. That's another 10 games for you that are out there right now, although some of them, like I said, you have a limited window to hurry up and get to them, so check them out. I'd love to know, is there any more games? We're going to continue to feature ones from the community that people suggest, and we'll make sure and put the comments up there showing who told us what was what, so leave them in the comments down below. Thank you for coming out, and I will see you in another reality.